when you hold yourself to high standards, when you don't tolerate certain things, some people just don't want to deal with you. And it's not that something's wrong with you or there's any problems. It's just that people don't want to be judged. We all have certain supervisors, leads, foremans, whatever you want to call them, where you know if you work with this individual, that the shift is probably going to be more relaxed. You get away with certain things. Like, okay, it's going to be a pretty chill shift. And then you got those supervisors or those foremans where it's like, damn, I know when I work with this person, it's going to be hard. We're not going to leave till it's done. No nonsense, no bullshit kind of person. And it's the same thing in relationships. So marriage is not for everybody. Commitment is not for everybody. Just because you're super nice and thoughtful doesn't mean that the next person is going to hold themselves to the same standards. And this is why perception is not always reality. Really like somebody, then you get to meet them and it's like, wow, they have no core values. Or you start to see people when they're drunk and like, that's kind of messy. Or, you know, they wake up and they're listening to trap music all day, or all who's trying to match, or they're all about posting on their socials and they don't care about fitness. They don't care about saving money. All they care about is attention and seeking validation. Or you end up dealing with people who can't be alone, who can't be by themselves. There's certain energies, there's certain spirits, there's certain things I just don't want to mix with. You know, subconsciously, we're all getting influenced, you know, whether you're aware of it or not. Like there's certain things that happen in your life that if it didn't happen, you wouldn't be on this trajectory and you wouldn't be doing what you do. I would say for the most part, most guys are more loyal to sticking by one person. Men, we have sex with who we can. Women, for the most part, are having sex with who they want, right? Because they decide they're going to open their legs. Where men, we decide if we're going to ask you to marry us. I say most guys, for the most part, they're willing to see things through with a woman. We don't even really be leaving situations where we know that we need to. And I've been in situations where I might have had settled if it wasn't for certain things coming to light. Well, it's really difficult when you really want something to work with somebody, but then the things that have happened is just so disrespectful that you can't come back from it, but you wanted to. It's like, damn it, maybe if it wasn't so bad. When certain things happen, there's just, you gotta cut ties. And a lot of guys, we don't know how to do that. And it's such a process of learning how to do it and cope. And like, I feel like everybody lives with stuff that they either don't talk about, that they just, you know, they live with it. And there's certain things that you can't unknow once you know it. And I think for guys, it's really hard for us to open up. Men and women, they see things from two different perspectives. There's generalities, there's majorities, there's exceptions. So I can never just say that everything is one way. But I'm just saying, for the most part, women, they get things handed to them because she's pretty. This is why OnlyFans is what it is. This is why the porn industry is what it is. This is why a woman can kind of just post a certain picture and she'll get a lot of attention. Where guys, you know, it's not that easy for us. You're not even going to be able to understand my perspective anyways. Just the amount of stress that we have to deal with. We have to make sure that the bills are getting paid. You don't want me to be a simp, but if I express myself, now I'm doing too much. But then if I act like I don't like you, now you want to act like you like me. Anybody that makes something difficult, like you really don't even want to be dealing with that. But a lot of guys, we deal with stuff like that because we don't know better, or we're just loyal to that person because that's just like how we are. Because she's pretty, she's going to get invited to go to certain parties. She's going to get invited to take trips. There's always going to be a guy that's willing to pay for certain things and do X, Y, Z. And that's just the game. I don't care about any of that. I don't mind. Like, that's just what it is. Work on your fitness, work on, you know, having better clothes, you know, make sure you got your hair cut, hair braid, whatever it is, you know, just put yourself in positions to be successful. It's very hard for us as guys to open up because you don't even care. And you will learn early on. Like, you'll get appreciated, but it's going to be after the fact. It's after they did dirt. It's after they see, damn, they start seeing you thrive after the relationship. Sometimes you don't know what you have till it's gone, right? But by then it's too late. And then a lot of times we wish that they didn't do what they did, but it's so disrespectful that you can't even come back from it. And it'll play with your heart. It'll play with your mind because you want this person, but then like, damn, you did too much. And you got to learn, as a man, you got to learn how to walk away from certain things because, I mean, to be real, like once you start to level up and you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, you really don't mind who comes and who goes, who wants to get on your program, who doesn't. You don't mind that, right? And so a lot of times when you're going through situations and you're struggling, and it's because you're not where you need to be yet. And so you got to take the feelings that you're feeling, you know, take it, you know, feel it, soak in it. But you'll get fed up eventually. There's time for feeling sad. There's times where you can feel the disappointment. There's a time for holding on to betrayal, because these are the things that are gonna get you to that next level. There's also a time where you don't take things personal. There's also a time where you set boundaries and you don't let people cross it. There's also a time where you learn to accept the things that you don't control. And once you get to that point, I mean, the game is going to get so much easier for you, and really, like, it's just night and day. But a lot of it is just like you have to get through that process. Like, it's very important to talk about these topics, man. People will take their lives. Some people don't recover. Like, they start doing, create bad habits, all off of relationships. Like, this is why I literally could talk about relationships all day. It's just somebody who's lost themselves before. I see the importance of just trying to share knowledge, have conversations, try to understand each other better.